Hey, welcome back. We're back in Timberborn. And as you can see, I did not quite get our bad water rig from last time done. So today we're going to be working on that. And I'm going to try and set up some kind of water sorting system up here. And then we've got some work to do over here, it looks like. In fact, we've got our dynamite in. So let's go ahead and... There we go. And then we just need... Oh, looks like we can just take all these out of there. Let's toss in a 1 here. We've got some extract, so we'll go ahead and unlock the other dynamite there. Get all of those in. They can get that taken care of real quick. And then let's start over here. Before we forget, let's take that out of there so that beavers can get in there and actually work on this. In fact, I'd like that done a little sooner. Let's bring the road back across here. We've got this guy. He needs to come here and pick up these trees out of here. So there we go. Here's all this, and we'll grab those two. The road through. The road here. Don't need you anymore. That looks good. Now, for this little area, I'm thinking we just do a simple lift up of the water and we'll expel bad water out one side and good water out the other side. We have time, we'll turn it into a reservoir, but for now, let's just toss in some levees. There we go, levees here all the way up, and then, oops, I don't need that one, but that's okay. We'll do this, 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 and this. Although, they won't be able to get to either of these, so let's take those out first, and we'll just do the nice floodgates in here for now. There we go. We'll do the floodgates there. Do they need anything else? You know what? Let's take this road out, since we don't really need it anymore. There we go. We'll toss in a quick pile up here, because we're going to need that eventually. Let's get logs. We'll say obtain. Let's say that's a little more important, so they can get that in there and get all this taken care of. And then down here, I think for now, we're going to leave that open, because there's plenty of metal to pick up here. In fact, let's increase the amount of metal they're going to pick up there. Look at all those beavers taking materials. They got the treated planks done. Awesome. Good work, guys. Here, I want a pickup for what will be the metal and the bad water here. I don't want the bad water down here, so we'll make something across here. How about we put it like right here-ish off of this particular branch, so we need something along here. Now, I could do another set of these bridges. In fact, I can do that, and then... Can I do 2 of those there? Let's see if it'll just let me finish that off. We'll see. Probably knowing my luck, it'll build one and then not be able to build the other, but that's okay. We'll figure that out. Let's go across this. We could do the big metal bridge, and we might end up someday replacing this. Who knows? But I want to come across here, get this going, and let's take these annoying rocks out right here. There we go. All right, that's done. This is going to go in there. There we go. All right, how's this doing? They've almost got all the metal blocks in. Speaking of metal blocks, let's go take a look over here. Last time, we have 1 more to blow up here, so let's put that in. We'll get this in there, and we'll say that's high priority. I'd also like to put in a couple more gear places. I know we're going to need them as we get some bots in eventually, so we'll just do that. Here, I was planning on taking a lot of this down, so let's toss some dynamite in here. We're going to go 2 there. I want 1s here to level it out, and then we're actually going to... let's just put ladders all the way up, because it's much better to go up instead of down, because down you have to keep remaking this ladder over and over again. So Overall, this might take a little bit longer, but it might use a little bit less resources. Let's see, and then we'll go ahead and finish this off. Those will be 3s, those will be 3s. That'll be a 3. That'll be a 3. 3 there, and then... Is that a 2 or a 1? That looks like a 2 to me, so we'll do 2 there. That should flatten that out. Over here, we've got a 2, 3, a 3, and more 3s. And then we'll do some 3s there. We'll let them work on that for just a bit. We'll say that these are slightly more important so that they can get those in. That's all doing pretty well. Look at that. We've got another detonate. Oops. Let's get a detonate in here. More detonates. And 1 left. We still got to get 1 more in there, it looks like. So they can come in and put that in there before we start to really turn in our storage on that one. Oh, we've killed our trees over here again. So let's turn that back on. Seems like we're killing more trees here than we're making pine sap. But hopefully we'll get that taken care of eventually. Let's see. We need to take these down, and those are 3s. So let's get rid of those. We are going to replace this eventually with the tower that gives you faster growing trees to cut a little bit of time off of that. As you can see, our aqueduct source is here and going. So it's got the batteries all charged. It looks like it's sending water over. Actually, right now it's probably over full. This says it doesn't have any power. Am I missing? Oh, I'm missing 1 there. Well, that will certainly help. Let's get that one in pretty quickly so that it can start filling up this. Over here, I've went ahead and set these gates to basically take care of downstream. So let's take these out of there. In fact, I want to take this out too. Let's do a storage here instead. We'll do another one with chestnuts here. There we go. That can be a supply. Store those underwater, just like some of the other buildings there. We've got this one here. In fact, let's do a storage here too so they can ship the maple syrup out. Easier at least. We'll do maple syrup and that can be there. These 2 we shouldn't need anymore. We'll take those out. Let's empty you out. And once that's empty, we'll come back here and put a meter in for this particular gate so it's just not running all of the time. Over here, I think I want to temporarily close this off because as soon as we get that bad water rig over there, we're definitely not going to need any pumps anymore. So let's take a look, see if we can close this off maybe. Let's go levy, and we'll go, how about right here for now? That should be plenty high to at least block the water in there, I hope. There we go. And hopefully that all hits this wall and turns around without flooding into here. We'll have to keep an eye on it, but if it causes problems, we'll just figure it out as we go. Sometimes that's the best way to do it. Back over here, they haven't worked on our tracks at all. They're not even you're not even trying, beavers. What are you working on? You're still working on this, I bet. Yep. Oh, no, they're actually working over here for a change. So that first thing that I told you to work on, you're working on first. Who would have guessed? Not me, obviously. But they've got this going. They just need the metal blocks. So let's go back and check our metal block place and see if it's ready to go. It should be. Let's get you out of there. Both sides should have a little bit of power here and there. So let's get you in there. We'll say you are super important. The workplace can be so-so, but I want to get at least that in to get a couple more metal blocks. Speaking of which, I would like to get the bigger piles here as well. So let's just turn them in. There we go. We'll say those are slightly more important, and I'm hoping some of the more important stuff has already filtered its way out so that I'm not accidentally on purpose maybe setting these all to high priority, because when everything's high priority, well, I would say nothing is, but then everything is high priority. So technically, I guess that's one way of looking at it. Oh, look, they've got this in here. They haven't got the dynamite up here. Do we? No, we have dynamite. So are we just missing beavers doing stuff? Doesn't look like it. We've got plenty of stuff here. Plenty of stuff here. They just need to finish working on this real quick. Okay, beavers. Well, we have quite a few down here. Maybe it's time that we get rid of these, because we don't really need those coming back. Let's get rid of all of this. We'll get rid of you. We'll get rid of you. These and these, and have them come and pick these up right here first of all, so that we don't have to have them get down there in the bad water anytime soon. And it looks like, well, it always seems like whenever they have something big to build, they just sit there until it's actually built. It's not like they're doing much else. Let's get this filled up. And while we're doing that, I want to figure out where we can put maybe a reservoir up here. We can't get it too high at the moment with the way this is set up. We can always come back and rebuild it if we want to. But let's see. I would like... Let's go maybe from here. It can go all the way across here to here. Yeah, that looks like a good spot. Let's get you in here. Now here, we're going to use something that we haven't used before, or at least so far. We're going to take a look at the tunnels. Now, this is one of the most useful I've found in quite a while. Well, there's a lot of useful ones, but this one adds a nice special degree where they can actually walk through dams, which comes in handy. The odd thing I've found about this one is it's also got a train variant, but I don't think the trains go underwater. But let's take a quick look at some of the cool stuff you can do with tunnels. On today's mod break, we're going to be taking a look at the path extension mod, plus we're going to be taking a look at the rail extension mod because they're both fairly similar. Path extension mod gives you the ability to add tunnels to your map so that your beavers can actually travel through solid rock. It also adds the bridges as well so that you can either put a better path on there or you can put railways on them. It also comes with a pathway through levees so that your beavers can go in and out the bottom or wherever you have this particular entrance for your reservoirs. It doesn't matter how tall your mountain might be, the tunnel can go in just anywhere, and it doesn't really have to be structurally sound either. As you can see, you can build as many as you like. You can see the beavers will walk in one side and out the other side without too much problem, and they'll come and pick up anything they like from the other side of the tunnel. And while you can use it to bridge gaps like this tunnel, however, know that the tunnels aren't watertight, meaning that if you were to set something up like this to where the beavers can walk in one side and walk out the other side, they will still get the effects of what happens here in the middle. So in this case, they would be contaminated walking through from one side to the other. Same way if this were normal water, they would get the wet fur bonus. The other part of the Path Extensions mod is the steel bridges that come along with it. Now with these steel bridges, you can put a path along the top of them, or the more common use, I think, is to use them for the railways. Now the trains themselves get their own versions of this, that you can do tunnels with tracks already built in them to send your trains through tunnels. Same thing with the levee. I'm not sure why you would want to send your levee in, or send your train through the bottom of your reservoir, but if you have a use for it, you never know. The other thing that it comes with are the large steel bridges here that already come with the tracks built, because building the tracks on them can be kind of a pain, as you've seen in this series so far. But the disadvantage is here that for some reason, these and the tunnels, depending on how big that you have them, cost you science per hour. So I usually try to avoid using the train specific ones and have the larger bridges and just fill them with tracks myself so that we don't have to use science on them. Of course, the only way to get the train to use that is to actually use the one that uses science, but it does send the train a nice way through these tracks here so that you don't have to go up and over or demolish an entire mountain just to get a train line through. Overall, the path extension mod's just a nice little mod that adds a little bit of functionality to the paths that you're already making. And would you look at that? They finally got the tunnel into our hopefully larger reservoir set up here. It looks like they're starting on the wall over here. They haven't got this done though, so we might have them hold off and do at least this section first. There we go. Let's go ahead, get those in there. Can they build? Yep, they can get to all of those. So let's say those are slightly more important than those walls over there. And maybe they'll start bringing the logs to that. In fact, if we go over here to our main log storage, I think it's set to obtain. Let's set to supply for now, and they can grab from there. In fact, let's just make normal. That way it still gets some logs in, but also sends them back out. We've got a lot of our dynamite in over here. Let's lower this down just as much as we possibly can. I really want a mod that gives me a button that just detonates all the dynamite on the map all at once. Just one big boom button. That would be awesome. But we'll just deal with what we've got for now. Let's put you in there. Let's put you in there. And then we need to get rid of ladders here. And you are 3. Let's get the 1 in there on its own. There we go. That can be higher priority. We need 1 of you there. 1 of you here. There we go. Let's lower you down. We'll get you out of there. And we need 1 more there. There we go. That ought to lower all that down. And, oh, they've already got that one in there, so let's get you in there. There we go. All right. And we don't need this anymore, so you can go, and they can reclaim some of those materials to use other places. Over here, we've got our last dynamite there, so we can finally buy our large storage, our the big warehouse, and we will put that in there. Now, when using these, I found it's a little bit easier to put the warehouse down first and then put ladders into it right after instead of trying to stack a whole bunch of them on top. So we'll do that. Or you can put the ladders in first and then the warehouse. There we go. Now in my case, that's gonna leave this, it looks like slightly off, but what we'll do is we'll just put 1 dynamite here. And this gives them access. I could put a stairway up, I guess, but I think I'd rather a stairway down in this case. So let's get some more storage. How about we do the industrial piles here? We'll face them all toward the center here, just to store some of that stuff that we have not been storing yet. Let's get this in, those, this, and these. Don't believe there's a, I don't think you can, you know what, let's just get it anyway. I don't think you can put structures over this, but we'll find out. Well, maybe you can. Well, look at that. Learning on the fly. We'll do this. So let's get the tiny long pile. We'll put 1 here. Well, if we don't have the paths there, we'll put 1 here. There we go. And 1 here. And then we need the actual small industrial pile for this side because we've got to have entrances here. So let's do small industrial pile. We'll just do this. There we go. And then everywhere else, we will build platforms on top, except the center. We want more ladders there. We're going to put in ladder. There we go. That should let us get down in there. But this, we're all going to say, is a bit lower in priority. If they've got the time, they can work on it. Otherwise, we've got projects like blowing this up. There we go. Get rid of that. The last one there. Here's that. All these explosions all at once. One of these, one of those. Yep. And we'll get those in there. And that should give us a little bit of space here where I hope to eventually work in the bots. But we'll see what we end up doing with that one. Let's go ahead, put 3 more in there, and they can work on that. So we're good there. How are we doing over here? They've got those in, so let's get that out of there. Take you out of there. Take you out of there. And now we can just finish this off real quick. We've got plenty of dynamite. We actually don't need this one either. So that looks good. And then we'll come back in here and put in one of the growth things, I guess you could say. Towers. Yes, that's what it was. There we go. They've got a lot of this stuff in. It's looking pretty good. Oh, they've got this emptied out. So now we can take water. We can go stream gauge. There we go. And we'll say that's a little more important. We'll say it's a lot more important so we can link it up with this and keep this all wet during the dry season here. How are they doing over here? Well, they've got a little bit of it. I don't know if the water coming off will go over this dam or not. I guess we'll find out whenever they get to doing it. Well, look at that. They've got all of this in here, and it's all ready to go. Let's see if we can detonate those out of there. You're done. Let's do that. And then we are going to... Do I want to try and make a second bridge just for holding up, or have them quickly put in the rails? Because otherwise the rails are just going to take a while, just like it did over here. We don't need it to take so many episodes. Let's put in a... There we go. And then here, we're going to go across here. And I want to get another good station right up here. We do this. Do I want to go there or here? This seems like a good place to put it. And then we just need a turn. There we go. One turn. One road there. That's where I meant to put it. And once that's in, we can actually start sending... Hey, look at this. The bad water rig is in. Let's make sure they can get in there. And then once they can, that should solve any bad water issues that we currently have. Oh, let's make sure they can get in here too. Out you go. Over this way. Did they get that in? They sure did, but you know what I forgot? I forgot to put in a stream gauge to check all of this. I've got plenty of time to do that. Let's take you out of there. We'll get a stream gauge right there. You're a lot more important, and we'll put you back when that's done. Over here, if they get all that in, we'll go around this way. And then let's see if we can... Where do we want to go? I want to go about right here. So, let's say this. Nope, not there. How about those? Yep, that looks good to me. And then we're going to see if we can get down here and get rid of these trees. Do I want to cut them down or... Yeah, let's go ahead and just... We'll harvest them. Let's say this. Harvest these trees. those couple of trees there. Couldn't hurt to have a couple extra trees here and there. We've got the storage for it. Let's say that you are very important, and you are very important, and that should hopefully take those out of there, and then we can start looking at putting the wall in over here. Oh, and we need to put you back as well, because I don't want you to be underwater. So there we go. With those logs right next door, it should not take too long. There we go. Look at that. We've got up to 1,200 bad water coming out of that, and it comes at a pretty good pace. You get 40 every 2 hours, but you just have to kind of keep an eye on your beavers so that they don't get sick. So we'll can't remember if it's sick or injured there. It might be one or the other. Eventually we'll switch them out for bots though. There we go. Oh, this needs to go up so that gets done. We've got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Look at this. We've got our dynamite in over here and a nice ladder here, which should connect this in to all of this storage when they finally get around to making it. It's like our final double dynamite there is good to go. So we don't need that anymore. They can take this stuff back, and then we just have one here and twos there, which they should be able to do from the top. Then we've got this whole area here. However, let's see. I do want power here, but looks like I can't take it from this building. Well, I probably could if I went right here. Let's take you out, and we'll do I have another way? If I take that out, yeah, nothing gets disconnected there. Let's do this, and we'll put power under the road here so that we can get power into this area as we need it. They'll get to that here in a minute, though. Let's check. There was something over here. I was working on getting some bakeries going. Oh, I don't have these marked as cut. Okay, well, you can go. You know what I forgot? I leveled this out last time, and they were supposed to put in a medium tank, but it looks like I forgot to do that. So we'll do that. Maple. Okay. I thought it made a sudden turn there. There we go. Let's do that. We'll do Tane, and then unfortunately, we're going to have to take out these trees here. I hate to cut all these down, but I want the crackers being made finally, and we're not going to just, let's see, pastries, bread, and bread. We've got a whole lot of bread. Tell you what, for now, you switch to the crackers, but we'll make 2 of the cracker factories up here and switch that back to bread eventually. We'll also need to get some storage here for them. Let's see. Let's do just some small storage until we can work out exactly how we want that to go. Let's do a pit warehouse. How about here and here? You can be for, oh, where is the cattail? There it is, cattail flour. And you can be for the cattail crackers. You're the supply, and you are the obtain. And hopefully that lets them get all of that in there. In fact, let's make that a little bit more. There we go. Looks good. Our water is a bit low for being halfway through the season. We might put in another one of these. Yeah, let's put you right there. Not the most picturesque place, but it should be effective when everything else goes out. So we'll do that. Let's say you're just a bit more important. Everything else looks to be okay. There's some up there. Look at that. They've got all of that in there. So let's say come into the distribution here, and it looks like I gotta scroll all the way down. Where's this? There we go. Bad water, you'll be sending bad water for now, and eventually you'll be sending scrap. So let's go ahead and just find that. Scrap, allow sending. There we go. This one, though, I don't want bad water in it anymore. Bad water. Nope, it's this right here. Here we go. Bad water. Nope. But now we're going to also send out This is currently the closest one until we make another one. So we'll do allow sending of the cattails and allow receiving of the cattail flower. And that little train should have plenty to do at the moment. So did I choose that one? Yes, they've got bad water. They just need to actually move it into the tank over there. It might be time to get another hauling post. It looks like they could use at least a couple. Are you Doralgax? Doralgax is asleep on the job. Or maybe he just hasn't woken up yet. Everybody else is working through the night. Thanks, Doralgax. Really a team player there. Way to go. Well, we've got those in. Let's make sure we get the underground power in here. And then we can make sure that we get those in. Oh, look, our 2 storages came in. We've got plenty of planks. We're building up the metal blocks. We're a little low on scrap, but I think we were still pulling it. Yeah, we're still pulling it out of the ground here. So we'll put in a couple of ladders here down, one there, one there. That'll give them access to this, and hopefully, yep, there we go. That is, get those logs. There we go. With that in there, we can set all of these up. We'll just make sure that we'll link this one to there, and we will take a look here. Contamination, if it's below 1%, then we set it to 0. If it's above 1%, we set it to 1. And then we just got to do the opposite thing over here. Attach it, and we'll do 1%. Seems like if you set it to 0, it causes some odd problems. So we're just going to, let's see, if it's below, we want 1. If it's above, we want 0. So there we go. We'll get those in. Should be plenty of time to build that. Looks like they've got all the trees out of there. Is there one more? No, not really. Let's just get rid of that. And let's figure out what we want to do with the rest of this area. The first thing I want to do is pick up from that same mod that we took a look at last time, the one-way valves. I'm going to put out, yep, we're going to do 3 of them here. And then let's do, let's do something like this. And these stairs are in the way, so we'll come across here. And we'll just make a slightly larger reservoir. I wouldn't call this a mega reservoir for any specific reason, but it is not a bad size one for the map that we're on. So we'll do this, and then with these one-way valves, they should act like the new sluices in 6, and hopefully keep most of this area in water. In fact, we probably need to stop the other end so the water just doesn't roll right off of the world here. We're going to do that and that. That'll give you, there you go. You can go there, and then we've got water that comes all the way down here. And how about we put another one in right there, and that should keep the water at a decent level. That should handle that. How's this wall going? It's about halfway done, so I guess we'll see the next time a bad tide comes through and it flushes all the water over here. Although by that time, I'm hoping we could have a cap on this. Let's see, do we have the resources? I don't know if we have the resources to get it done quickly, but we've got 12 days, so maybe, just maybe, we can get a normal cap on this, and then we don't have to worry too much about it. There we go. They can bring that up and get that done at their own pace. Have they got all this in there? They have got all that in there. Now we need to get the train up and over here to transport some of these goods all the way over to our industrial area. So to do that, let's take the path slightly over. And there we go. Let's start up on the ramps. There we go. we'll get these ramps in here real quick. This needs to go up. One here. Two more. Up another one. I almost feel sorry for these poor beaver train conductors having to go up and down some of these hills, but I have an idea for an even bigger one that will really, really, really make them not so happy. So we'll put that in there. This, let's see, this, and then we'll have to do 2 2s here, I think. Nope, I can do 1s here. 1s here. Let's do this train set up here. We'll get a short bridge on either side so it doesn't take science. There we go. Here we've got curve and curve. And do I need to go? That one I actually don't need. Okay, well, good. Saves us some climb up the hill or down the hill. Got those two. One curve into here. And let's see if we do more of these. We can curve this way. Then we need another one here. One more down. And then here. Oh, did we run out of water down here? No, oh, I forgot to link this back. Let's go ahead and let this out for a second. Let's attach this real quick before we go so that it works for the whole thing. So low for this one, let's make it about 0.88 and we'll set it to 5. If it's above, let's say 0.94, we'll set it to 1. So that should mean that there's water here. It will send it down to here to make sure this stays at somewhere around 0.88. If one of these gets low, the gate will lower. And, ooh, maybe I should put one in here. Well, we'll check that out in a bit. But if one of these gets low, we could lower this down and put a little bit in. It will lower from here first, which will then, of course, cause this to fill up this. So everything now should stay relatively filled. It might just take a little while to get filtered through the whole system. We've got all of this, so now we just need, let's do a warehouse here before we go. There we go. There's one, and on top of it, we're going to do the goods station. Nope, not the waiting station. The goods station. And this. Ooh, I'm gonna need. Ooh, I could do this. There we go. And then the train can come down here, pick up stuff from here, and take it back. We might even be able to put in another medium warehouse over here just to store extra stuff beyond that. So they can get all of that set up. This looks good. The train is set up over here. They're working on this. They've got the valves in, so once the water kicks back in, this should all be good water. They should be stopped up, so we should get a bunch of green in here. Over here, we've got all the storage that I think we're going to need anytime soon. We've got a nice area cleared out here that we'll probably use for bots next time. There we go. Let's get... Oh, I have to get the power in there. They don't like sitting on midair. I can't say I blame them. Let's go this way, and the one underground. Grab one of you. And there we go. You can go back in there. There we go. That'll connect everything in. But like I said, that's going to be for next time. Hopefully we'll get some bots in here. The storage tower will work. And then we should have a green area over here. We'll have to keep an eye on it. But we'll figure out what we want to do with our new green land. But until then, just want to say thank you very much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and hope to see you next time. Bye.